I should be making way more money in my profession. There are so many other real estate agents out there that don't know as much as me. They're not as experienced as me, and they're just plain lazy. And they make more money than me. It's just not fair. Why did my mom have to die when I was a teenager? Why did I lose my best friend to cancer a few years ago? It's just not fair. I have bad arthritis in my joints. The doctors say it's never going to get any better. Every day it's harder and harder to move. It's just not fair. I've already had a hip replacement. I'm probably going to need another one this year. I'm too young to have these problems. It's just not fair. I used to be so athletic, I could run marathons, bench press 400 pounds as a martial artist. I can't do any of that stuff anymore. It's just not fair. Life's dealt me a really bad hand. Life's a struggle. It's just not fair. My life sucks. Well, it's really cold down here and dark, and it stinks. I hate it down here. You know, I can't move like I used to, but who can? I still work out every day. I'm still strong. I'm still in the fight. I did have my hip replaced, and you know what? It was a real simple surgery. I recovered in less than a month. When I get the next one done, I'll be done with it forever. My new hip works perfectly. It's better than new. I did lose my mom too early, but my mom taught me the value of laughter. She also gave me unconditional love. And my buddy Mike taught me the most important lesson of all, and that's how short life is, and to embrace every single moment. And I love my job as a real estate agent. I get to help people with the most important financial transaction, and I make plenty of money. I have a beautiful wife and 3 healthy children that are the center of my life. They give my life purpose. I have had some rough roads in my life, but I've always been surrounded by a circle of love, and I got through those hard times. I am a Toastmaster, and I have not walked through that door 2 years ago, I would never be able to deliver my message like this. I am 51 years old. I have had the most wonderful, full life that you can imagine. I have had one hell of a ride. My friends and mentors and honored guests, for every negative thing that happens to us in our lives, there is a positive counterpoint. I call it the flip side. I'm going to repeat that. For every negative thing that happens to us in our lives, there's a positive counterpoint called the flip side. Let me get off this ladder before I have to waste a perfectly good flip side for phone. Friends, the ability to identify the flip side keeps you out of the darkness. I'd like to share with you one of my biggest flip side moments that happened recently. My own child, my son, was down in the pit. Depression, suicidal. He was hanging on by a thread. We didn't know if he was going to make it. And in one of the many conversations my wife and I had, she looked at me and said, "You don't seem overly concerned." And I said, "No, I'm very concerned. But here's my perspective. Right now, somewhere in the world, there's 2 young parents holding the hand of their young child as they take their last breath. Or worse yet, they've lost their child. Our son is strong, our son is healthy, he's in a loving home, he's got two parents that will do everything they can for him. And my son made it. How did I get this ability to identify the flip side? Whether you're down in the darkness or you're up here on the ladder of happiness and fulfillment, it's taken a lot of practice. There is one singular practice that we're all capable of, that's been written about and talked about since time began. One simple little thing we all need to do to make the climb and stay out of the darkness. Does anyone know what that is? Close.
Gratitude.
That's why I was looking at you, Leslie. I knew you would say that. Gratitude. A great attitude starts with gratitude. Being thankful for what you have and for what you had. All the good and bad that's ever happened to you in your life has woven the fabric of your soul, even the bad stuff. Every time you are thankful for something that's happened in your life, you give your soul the essential water your soul needs to survive. And the more that you are grateful for what you have, the more hydrated your soul becomes and the stronger you become. And that gives you the ability to see the flip side. I look at giving thanks as the water, and the flip side is the sugar for your soul. So when life throws the lemon at you, you have the ability to make lemonade. Today starts a multi-part series about making the climb. If you're already making the climb, then together we can lift others up a little bit better. My challenge to you is I've given you a little black book. It's blank. It's my gift to you. Every day, I want you to write at least one thing in that book that you're thankful for, or a fond memory. It can be a memory like, I won the race, or I bowled a 300 game, or it can be a recurring memory. One of my favorite recurring memories was when I was a little boy. My grandmother on Sundays would wake up early, and she would start her ritual, making the big pasta dinner. The whole family came over, and she would sing her Italian songs, and the smells that wafted out of the kitchen were absolutely heavenly. And when she browned the meatballs in her cast iron skillet, she would smash 2 of them down into patties, and that would be my breakfast. If you take up the challenge, I absolutely promise you that you will start to feel better immediately. You know how I can make a claim like that? Anytime you retrieve a memory that makes you smile, anytime that you retrieve something you're thankful for, you are actually in a state of bliss. That is, you are on the tip of the spear of happiness, and you have eliminated all the toxins and all the bad things that you typically think about. I would like to tell you that this guy fills his days with being thankful, starting when I open my eyes. I have a coworker who says, every time I ask you how you're doing, you say outstanding. That cannot be. And I always tell her, it's true. Because every day, I start my day by opening up 2 gifts. This eye and this eye. I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, just keep moving forward. Until we meet again, friends, I'll catch you all on the flip side.